Hey everyone, this is Jasper the Irish Dork here, and today it is September the 4th of 2025. Now, I know that last year was crazy from all that experience of what I had to go through and during that school shooting, and the truth is, I never told anyone this side of the story about this because to me at first because I thought that none of it would be real because I thought it wouldn't happen, but apparently it did kind of happen and I checked all of the US history of all the school shooting such as Audrey Hale, TJ Lane, Adam Lanza, and all other shooters from across the world and even Ethan Crumbley. But this one in Georgia, it has got to be the most deadliest case that I've ever witnessed and watched from courtroom consequences. So I know that it was all over the news from last year, so I guess this is my turn to side the story. On September 4th of 2024, everything was just a regular day at school. There weren't any hall monitors or anything metal related when you had to go in a plane sometimes. And everything was just like a normal day. And when I was into the G hall where my math teacher, Mr. Smith, was, we were ready to take a math quiz on that. To me, it was hard for me to do on these types of questions, so instead I had to use ChatGPT to answer them all. At exactly around by, I don't know, 10:14 p.m., all I heard was just some shots. It sounded like either a firework going out or probably one of the students fighting and tackling each other at the locker room. Miss Moss, my assistant teacher, decided to go check, and when the time that she checked, she panicked, and there was like loud, fatal gunshots. Because I thought it was some sort of a prank, but now I just realized it was serious. Miss Moss just shut the door immediately and locked it, and she yelled, "Everyone, high now!" I was terrified, and everyone was like in my way, so I had to shove them out of my way just so I can get personal space. I grabbed my phone immediately and grabbed my personal belongings and hid under the desk, just so that the shooter won't see us. It was it was the most scariest thing I've ever witnessed. It feels like you're in a Final Destination movie and and all, but the shooter was the bad guy. We all waited there for an hour until the intercom said that it was time for a hard lockdown. I I still won't forget that day. It, the cops came and we even heard some shouting out of the next hall from either the I hall and the J hall. The shooter was like right there before it happened, and of course I still hid and I kept my phone on silence just so the shooter won't hear noises. And I can even hear Miss Moss crying and praying, just saying, "Oh God, please no." I couldn't move. I could not move because I was traumatized from that because I never been in that scenario in like that at all, places like this. So at exactly around by 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., the cops broke us free, and apparently the shooter was like gone or some, and the police told us to evacuate. We got out, and apparently we all got out and just put our hands in our air, and I did the exact same thing. I couldn't speak. I actually couldn't because I was like tears swelling up in my eyes and just I couldn't I couldn't look what just happened in there. The only thing that we came out was just light from the school light. And we can hear one of the students crying as well and the police trying to comfort us. When I was looking in one of the rooms, I saw a deadliest weapon that just came out. It was, I couldn't tell what it was, but it looks like some sort of an AR style rifle. It was, it, for holding something like a dangerous gun like that, that is, that shit is messed up because I know that if one of the guns are dangerous, but and of course every parent has to be a dumbass for that and keeping their guns just for no reason and just never let the kids touch them. I when the time we got out of the school building, only I could just see is just God just staring down at me. And of course, I began to cry hysterically, and I was just, that was luckily alive that I survived. And of course, I called my parents and I was like freaking out and I was crying hysterically so badly that I couldn't even speak. The only thing I could just do was just cry. I've never been I never been that scared from a deadly shooting like this. And of course, I had to live what I had to live for. All because of that sick bastard just caused a deadly shooting in school's history. That shooter, that damn shooter showed no remorse for what he did. And of course, I had to live all that pain. Shit. Anyways, back to the story. My mom picked me up and we couldn't leave because apparently one of the locker rooms from outside there was a bomb and apparently it wasn't a bomb, so we managed to get the hell out of there before it like explodes. And we all just came back home, and apparently I felt the pain in my shoulders not because of the sunburn but because of what I had to endure. Now, I can see why that we always do the lockdown drill every day just to prevent these things. From last year, I couldn't get some sleep because school was shut down. And of course, I had to check on the Wikipedia of why the school shootings are so deadly. There was one high school where I couldn't tell because it was from Sandy Hooks Elementary, where Adam Lanza just killed all of the students. Next, there was TJ Lane, who shot 3 students, and he showed no remorse in just saying that your son's pulled the trigger and now masturbates to memory. And I see why a lot of people have stress and depression from all this. They want to know what it feels like to hold a gun and just kill people for no reason. It's like you're holding a machine gun. Like you just like randomly shot everyone going bah bah bah. Then you just don't care about anything. The only thing that the shooters care is just care for themselves, and it's just not right. So that's why I had to live all of that pain from last year, because I still won't forget that day of what just happened. Anyways, the shooter was suspected by the name of Cole Gray, who carried a gun to school, and his father Colin is also charged for aggravated assault, probably child endangerment, and involuntary manslaughter. So it feels like that it's my fault for not helping the others and letting my anxiety take over. So, which is why I have plenty and bunch of those wristbands that I have. Love. Wait, hang on. I can just where it says, damn it, love will prevail and hashtag Barrow Strong. So, from this today on September 4th of 2025, I decided to skip school because I just don't want to bring the bad memories and the bad thoughts, because after all of anxiety that I had to go through and stuff like that, and I don't want to live in the past that it was to be in a scary scenario and it just feels like that you are going to die and somehow you made it out alive. So I'm gonna end this video real quick, and this is my side of the story of the Apalachee school shooting. So thank you all for watching of how I feel, of my mixed emotions from last year on September 4th, and I'll probably see you guys on the next video. Thank you.